Alrighty, so here it is. Just want to do a quick little video. Just got this yesterday. Nissan SV Frontier Crew Cab 4x2 with technology package in the white. Now I spent a lot of time searching for a vehicle over the last, honestly, about 6 months. The way the economy is right now, you can't get trucks, can't get cars, can't get motorcycles. I did just start a business, and I kind of needed to have a way to carry around some equipment. I needed either a van or a truck. I did own a Dodge Ram previously, which I did like. So one of the main reasons I got this one, obviously the pricing. If you get a decently equipped Ram, you're for sure in the like $43,000 range, probably more, depending. It could be significantly more. I just did not want to spend that much. Other than that, I had almost settled on a ProMaster City Cargo. It was a decent price. I actually did shop GMC Savannah Express. I was going to order. Turned out you could not order it. The ProMaster City could not order it. I just kept thinking about vehicles for like a month, and then when I finally wanted to get something, I couldn't get it. So I ended up going with this one. A lot of it was in stock, but there were some things that I did like about it. For one, Japanese quality is super important. Now, I have been in the car business for well over 20 years, late 1994. It's very hard to look at something and just say, oh yeah, it looks like it's good quality. One thing I always say is I compare vehicles to like suits. I'm not a suit guy. I don't wear suits to work. But if I did, I would go to the mall or Macy's or something like that, and I would pick out a suit, and I would think it would be great. Now, if I went to a high-end suit store with somebody that was familiar with suits, they would look at my suit and understand and realize it was like a piece of junk. They'd be like, yuck. I'm kind of like that with cars. So you can look at something like a Dodge Ram or a Ford F-150 or ProMaster City, and they look good, but the quality is not there no matter what you say. I'm not saying they're garbage. Like I said, I did own a Dodge Ram, but nothing beats Japanese. I was also considering maybe a Tacoma. Again, pricing was a little high, and now they're making them in Mexico also. Now, how you can do this here is you look at the first number of the VIN. Number 1, that is USA. Number 3, that is Mexico. J is Japan. W is Germany. A couple little things to consider. It'd obviously be better if it was Japan, but I think USA is a good number 2 choice. The seats, I didn't do a lot of research on this, but I did happen to see something about 0G seats. They do feel different than normal seats. There's like some heaviness to it, some denseness, but at the same time soft. One video I saw which actually made me a little concerned was with the steering. There is no telescopic. I am just under 6 foot, and honestly it's not that bad. And the next thing you might see or hear is the steering is very, very firm on these. It's hydraulic, it's not electric power steering, and I was worried about that at first, but then I had to think to myself, I'm sure they did this for a reason. And when you're driving, it's not bad. And honestly, if I had a choice, would I really want to be cruising around down the highway in my truck and just having the steering wheel? I'd rather have it nice and firm instead of like loosey-goosey. So I think I actually prefer that. Again, gas mileage not going to be the greatest. I think it's 24 on the highway, somewhere around there. I almost considered a king cab, but you know, if you're gonna get something in this price range, especially new, to try to save, you know, whatever it is, $1,500, you gotta think about it. You're gonna spend X amount of dollars anyway. So for another, say, $25-$30, you can end up getting the crew cab and not have to have your significant other or whoever sit sideways, which you would have to sit this way in a king cab, which it just didn't make sense. Not that this is a lot of room, but it's that little extra difference is definitely doable. Got my coffee in the back there. Another concern I had was I saw on the window sticker about locking tailgate, and it was a $300 charge approximately. This one does come with a key, so you can actually lock the tailgate regardless. I haven't seen if you can take apart the key fob yet and lock it with that key, but we'll have to figure that out. I'll leave a note in the comments. Anyway, pretty happy with it. When you're going over bumps and stuff, I can tell you it's very, very solid. The build quality is definitely there. The interior build quality is definitely there. I do think this will last a long time. I think I won't get tired of it like a lot of things that I buy. This one has a lot of safety features with the tech package. Got the lane, the braking, the backup braking, the screen. Even the one without the package comes with that. I think they all pretty much have a nice screen. And when you go up to the SV, you got the painted door handles, painted bumper, which is pretty nice. The sensors on the back. Do like the squareness of the hood. Wheels have a nice design. Why the logo is white, but whatever. Guess it looks okay. I don't know if the other colors are like that also. And again, Japanese quality. It's very, very hard to beat that long term, and not to dump on American vehicles. Like I said, I did almost get a Ram. A lot of it was pricing, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, did I want to spend, you know, that high of an amount of money on an American vehicle? I sold trucks for many years also, and I think the Ram, if you ask me personally, quality ranked, I would go with a Ram number 1. I'd probably go with a Chevrolet number 2, Ford number 3. I don't dislike the Fords, but when we used to see them come in off trade-in, you know, 10-year-old trucks, 8-year-old trucks, you know, a couple 100,000 miles, the Fords always seem to come in worse condition as far as like mechanically, you know, 4x4 components and whatnot. It just never seemed to hold up as well as the other brands. And I mean, they are cheaper brand new, which is why if you look at city fleets, like city vehicles, they typically use Fords. They do mass produce vehicles, so you don't want to say, well, they sell more trucks than anyone. Well, that's because they make cheaper trucks specifically for, you know, fleet use. And I kind of feel like Dodge, business owners, I feel like they're more likely to spend a little bit more for their personal vehicle than their fleet vehicle. And I go, again, you know, I'm sure there's going to be guys that say, I own a business and I got a Ford, but a lot of them I see have Dodge also. But I guess that kind of doesn't make too much sense, but I think the quality is definitely higher on the Dodge out of all of them. Very nice. Really like the seats. was kind of looking at the S also. I mean, the S, the thing didn't even have, did not have power mirrors. Has the steel wheels, a lot of black on the outside, like bumpers and stuff. And again, it's not a significant difference in price. Wasn't super happy with the way the back seat folds up. The passenger side is kind of, let's open it. Drop the camera for a second here. Doesn't seem to lock very easily. I don't know why that is. It stays. Every new vehicle, I don't care what it is, whatever you think the #1 vehicle in quality is in the world, do understand they do also make lemons. Not that this is a lemon, just saying in general. Whether it's a Honda or Toyota, they'll have cars that did not make the mark and end up getting recalled. But in general, it's the percentage of vehicles is what we're looking at here. So the Japanese vehicles are going to have a lower percentage of that. And on the other hand, you've got, for example, the Kias and the Hyundais, which are, their engines blow up and they catch on fire on the news, which you're not going to see that on a Nissan or a Honda. And actually, while we're talking about that, that's, you know, when I started selling cars, Kias were, you can get a Kia brand new for $10,000. But now you got, you know, the partnership with the NBA. I'm sure that cost them a pretty penny. They're making the vehicles with a little more equipment, and those vehicles are the same price as anything else. Just from a someone in the business's perspective, to spend, you know, that kind of money on an off brand, it really doesn't make sense. You know, again, you know, half price for a new car 20 years ago made sense. Now you're paying the same or more for a Kia or a Hyundai than a Honda, which you'd have to be insane to do that. Well, mostly insane, you don't know. So again, back to the suit comparison. That's pretty much it. Just my thoughts. I'm gonna do another little video about the buying process, which, being in the business, you'd think it was easy. I had a nightmare buying the vehicle. So I'm gonna kind of go over that in the next video. And I did end up paying over sticker price for this, and that was because of the dealer. So they were willing to actually work with me over the phone, which surprisingly a lot of dealerships in 2022 are not willing to talk about the price on the phone when you tell them you're in the business. So, you know, a lot of bad salespeople out there and bad business practices. Buying a car should be easy. And yes, dealers are entitled to make a profit. This is something you buy every, 3, 4, 5 years. They should make something. Just my health insurance alone, I couldn't imagine what that cost the dealership. So, be fair with the dealership and find someone that's going to be fair with you. And that's it for now. Let's go ahead and pull out. Just give you a little quick drive. I do like the way the hood comes up. Oh no. A lot of newer vehicles, the hood slopes down. I do like to see the hood. This truck does feel large. I know it's only a mid-sized truck, and like I said, I did have a Ram. I'm sitting in this now from, I don't know, a couple years ago. I don't feel like I'm in anything much smaller. I mean, I know it is, but it feels large. Very, definitely a solid ride, and definitely a better ride than the Dodge, which was my first favorite. But I would definitely consider driving this truck. Just don't expect the power steering to be very easy. But again, it's, now that I'm over it, I think I prefer it. I'd say I definitely prefer it. Alrighty, so that's it. Look out for another video about the buying process. It was pretty interesting what I went through. And see you next time.